Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie's Cards. Thank you so much for joining me today. Yes, I still have a bit of a croaky voice, but I am feeling much better, so please bear with me. Hopefully the voice will get better soon. Today I'm creating these little shaker cards. So these are Digi stamps from Isabel Cristina. This is the Warm Wishes set, and I coloured and cut out my images. I also took the sentiment and I went over it with a Sakura Stardust pen, but decided I couldn't use it because it was a bit too big. So what I did is I took out these Sunny Studios semicircles dies and I created some frames from some Rainforest and some barn red cardstock or barn door cardstock from Fawn. I'm going to have to check the name of that and I'll put it in the description below. I also used those same dies to cut some acetate, and I'm layering that up to create a little window, and I'm going to create a shaker card, of course, because I love shaker cards. So I'm just layering that on, making sure that's all lined up nicely, and I'll do the same with the red here. I'm just using liquid glue today. I did think about pulling out my double-sided tape, but the liquid glue was easy to hand and I figured I could make it work, and it does. And it's nice and strong, so it's not going to fall apart, which is always a bonus. So once I was happy that that was all secure, I'm going to take my little images and I'm going to pop them on top. So I'm making two cards today. These are rather large images, but there's some smaller ones in this set. What I do is I print the easy print set that comes when you purchase the Digi stamps. There are some other ones that you can play around with and change sizes of. I always go for the easy print because I am not particularly good with technology, and this way it just prints out a whole sheet of images and they're all perfectly sized for cards. So in this set there are these larger ones, but there are also some smaller ones, and they're all so adorable. There's some little penguin and some other little critters, and they've all got a little cup of hot cocoa to warm themselves up. So I just thought that these were adorable, and I really enjoyed colouring them in today, so I had a lot of fun with these. So now I'm taking this Lawn Fawn Let It Shine 6x6 paper pad, and I've selected a couple of colours that work with what I've got going on. And I was thinking about using these big sentiments, but I decided I'm going to leave them and use them on another project. So I pulled out this Beachy Christmas stamp set from Lawn Fawn, which has Warmest Winter Wishes on it. And I'm going to use this to create the sentiment on my frame. Now, I probably should have done this before I stuck everything down, but I didn't, and I just prayed for the best, and thankfully it worked out not too bad. So I white heat embossed this onto those little frames, and I thought it looked quite cute. So I've attached some double-sided foam tape. I'm using the Heffy Doodle foam strips for this today, and I've gone all the way around the edge of that frame with that tape, and now I'm taking my powder tool and going around the edges of this kind of sticky stuff that you can kind of feel around the edge of the tape, just so that my shaker pieces can move around. So I have some shaker mixes from Pawsome Stamps. This is called the Holly Jolly, I believe, and then I've got this Peppermint one. I will list everything in the description box that I've used today, and I'm just sprinkling these around. Again, I don't like to have too much in my shakers. I like them to move, and I like the noise it makes when they can move around nicely, so I try not to overfill them, but I just put enough in there to keep it interesting. And now this is always the scariest part for me, is trying to line this up and make sure I get it down in the right spot. And unfortunately with this one, I didn't quite get it down perfectly, and I'm kind of going to realize here, and I'm going to try and lift it up and move it a little bit. Thankfully, I hadn't stuck it down really firmly, and I was able to wriggle it around a little bit, and it worked out okay. The second one I had a bit more luck with. I'm always terrible with this part. I try and line everything up. I use my grid mat, but it doesn't matter. I always seem to struggle with it. But it's okay, it did work out fine. So I just wanted to keep these quite simple today. I didn't want to go too overboard with everything. So I'm literally just creating these shakers as is, and then I'm going to pop them onto a card base. I'm going to fiddle around with this one again a little bit more just to try and get it down nicely. And once I'm happy with that, I pull out my card bases. So I'm using the same coloured cardstock that I used for the frames, and I have cut a little panel to go inside. I've used this Pawsome Stamps Inside Christmas Sentiments stamp set, probably my most used stamp set this year, I think. I'm using it for all of my Christmas cards. It's perfect for creating those sentiments on the inside. So the sentiment I've chosen for this one today says, wishing you and your family the happiest of holidays. But there are some amazing sentiments in that stamp set, and they're perfect for the inside of the card, as the name would suggest. So I am just adhering these down with some liquid glue onto the inside of my card. Obviously, because I'm using coloured cardstock, I wanted to use these white panels so it's easier to write on. And once I have those stuck down securely, it's just a case of attaching my front panels onto my card bases, and these are ready to go. And like I say, a nice quick and easy one to make today. I love working with these Digi stamps from Isabel Cristina. There's so many cute options, and I had these ones sitting on my desk for a little while, and I was really keen to use them, and I had so much fun colouring them. But I hadn't really planned out much further than that, so this was kind of a wing it card. I winged it as I went, but I'm pretty happy with how these two turned out. I think they look kind of cute, and I'm pretty sure they'd make somebody smile if they got them in the mail or even handed to them for Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope that my voice will improve before the next video rolls around. I am getting a lot better, so fingers crossed. I hope you are all staying safe and well and enjoying the run up to the holiday season. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you come back again. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care, everybody. Bye.